Welcome to the Walkabout for the KPMG Sydney Sail Grand Prix. Now the press conference has just wrapped up. It's not the best day in Sydney, but let's chat to some of the drivers to see how they're feeling ahead of this weekend's racing. Let's go. Home event, Tom, we're back here in Sydney. It's good to be back, but we just heard the news that you don't get to do practice racing, not the ideal preparation, but lucky you know the harbour pretty well.
We do know the harbour well, but it's a real shame not to be out there practicing today, and we missed practice in Auckland, and yeah, it's tough. I mean, SailGP obviously, especially with everything that happened in Auckland, are really trying to be really risk and safety conscious. But yeah, I don't know how many % chance of lightning there needs to be in a forecast for us to cancel sailing. But I see a lot of rain and not much lightning going on today. But no, I hope I'm wrong because the official decision is in and we're not training. So it's really unfortunate. All of us want to get out there and practice so that we can control these boats in these tight situations instead of sort of just having to go out and race on the day.
Yeah, it's so hard to prepare that way, and I mean, I guess you don't really have control over it right now. So how do you prepare as a team? Obviously, you've got to find out if Gooby is sailing or not. How do you sort of prepare on days like this? You touched on that you've experienced it before.
Yeah, you've got to just prepare. Well, usually on a practice day, you've got a full list of things you need to do. You've got to be able to do your boat handling. You might have different crew you're having on board the boat, and you've got to test these things before you go into a race day. Otherwise, you can't sort of approve the changes that you're going to make. If you don't do that, then you're going into the race day with your same configuration that you've always used. So it's really hard to sort of upgrade the crew and make improvements to the team.
Well, let's focus on something that went really well a couple of weeks ago, Auckland final. It was so good to see you guys get the win. I guess carrying that momentum into Sydney is really special. And how much energy are you feeling in the lead up here?
Yeah, we're really excited. The team's feeling great. We feel like we sailed really well in Auckland and we've got confidence as a team. So we're heading into this event in Sydney, home ground, and we feel as good as we could, honestly. Yeah, we're excited to get out there and see all our friends and family out there and try to put on a good show.
And what is it like when you tear past Shark Island and it just erupts?
It's awesome. I mean, it's something, as an athlete, you grow up sort of thinking about the moments where you have a huge crowd sort of chanting your name or cheering for your team. And as a sailor, I guess we made the choice that it probably won't be a big thing for us. When I chose to be a sailor back in sort of 2000, I didn't think that we'd ever have huge crowds chanting your name or any of that, but SailGP's changed the sport. We now have massive crowds, we have a huge fan base, and yeah, so it's a bit of a pinch myself moment when you think of that, of where the sport's come, and it's amazing, and just blessed to be on the journey.
Thank you so much, Tom, for chatting, and good luck this weekend at home.
Awesome. Cheers, thank you.
Well, unfortunately, with a driver who isn't going to be racing this weekend, we know that you love racing in Sydney, so it's not great, but Quentin's actually going to be joining me on the broadcast chase boat for some commentary. But first of all, Quentin, how is your team? How are you feeling after the last couple of weeks?
Yeah, the team is okay. Bit of frustration to not be able to start here in Sydney, but I mean, it is what it is, a bit unfortunate, and fully focused on watching the racing, watching the data. As I said, stay tuned with all the improvements that the fleet will make, and making sure we'll be ready for Rio.
Yeah, I mean, you've unfortunately been in this situation again, having to sit on the sidelines, but the fleet evolves so quickly. So what sort of things, I mean, you won't tell us everything, but are you looking at to kind of make sure that you stay up to date, like you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, as you know, we have access to the videos, to the audios, to the data. We split the responsibility inside the team. So, for example, Jason will dig deeply into the flight control data, making sure he's well aware of what will be the updates on the systems for Rio. Because you don't, I mean, as it was interesting to hear what Giles said, like the margin between finishing 10 or first is really thin. And if your focus is not on what really matters, you can be 10th in Rio. So, yeah, I mean, this is what we want, making sure we're still working well and be ready for Rio.
Now, you've said it before, but we're hearing Manon is recovering well. She's super tough. How is Manon doing?
Yeah, Manon, she's well. She spent some 2 weeks really boring for her at the hospital, making all the checks, making sure the monitoring goes well. And yeah, she still have some recovery, like 2 or 3 weeks, to make sure that she's able to come back on the boat. But I mean, mentally she's okay. She's fully focused. And yeah, I said many times, but she's a tough athlete.
She always has a smile on her face too. So awesome. Thank you so much. Send her our best wishes, and I'll see you tomorrow for the broadcast.
Yeah, exactly. See you on the rip.
Thanks, Quentin. Nathan, your team has been doing so well this season, just missing out on the top 3, but is this going to be the weekend you guys are going to do it? You ready to go?
We are ready to go. Ian Percy had some motivational words for us. He said you guys have been doing really well. You've been in podium contention, but I think the boss wants to see a podium this weekend. So that's what we're trying to do, but it's not that easy.
It definitely isn't that easy. SailGP is getting harder and harder. You were here back in 2019 when things all kicked off. The race courses were bigger. There was a lot more room on the racetrack as well. How much has it evolved over the past 7 years?
Oh, for sure, SailGP is getting harder every season. And yeah, as you said, I was here very first event in 2019, which sounds like a long time ago now. And we had a lot of space and not many boats, and now it's the opposite. The courses are a lot smaller than they used to be. There's more boats, but that adds to the challenge of it. So yeah, I love sailing on Sydney Harbour, and I feel like our team's been making some good steps forward, and if we put everything together this weekend, hopefully we'll be on the podium challenging the other top teams. So we'll see how we go.
Now, it's not the beautiful Sydney that we're used to. Obviously, we get that lovely sea breeze, nor'easter, nice long course. The direction this weekend, you touched on it in the press conference, but that island's going to really play into it. How hard is it if you do have to split the island to make that decision?
Yeah, well, we've never actually sailed in an easterly here on a race weekend. We've had a few training days here and there, but the easterly is definitely the most challenging in the course area that we're going to. In a southerly, you get to go around the island, but a southerly is normally a bit windier. And as you say, the nor'easter's like the perfect sailing conditions on the harbour. But with it being from the east, top marks on one side, bottom marks on the other side, and Nielsen Park upwind of it is going to be really gusty and really shifty. And it's probably going to be that marginal foiling, non-foiling stuff potentially on Saturday. And 24-metre wings. Don't know what foils yet, but all these configurations as a team we've not used. We've only used the 24-metre wing once as an Artemis team. So yeah, it is going to be fun, and hopefully, we get a bit of training time to just get used to sailing on the harbour again. But for me, the last time I sailed here was with the Black Foils a couple of seasons ago.
That famous start.
Yeah, you don't remind me of that start. I was chatting to Tom about it before. 2 of us were in good shape and we were both over. So anyway, hopefully we have a chance to be on the podium and right the wrongs at that event.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Nath, for chatting, and good luck this weekend.
Thank you. Cheers.
Well, Hannah, we wanted to make you feel really comfortable and at home, so we put the weather on for you. It's nice and rainy, and the Brits love it here.
We love it here, especially in the rain. I think it's rained every day in the UK pretty much, although apparently it's stopped now, so we've brought it with us. That's great. Yeah, great. It's just great to be back in Sydney. We love it here.
I think, Sydney is such an iconic racetrack. I guess for you, I'm obviously biased. This is my hometown. But why do sailors love racing here at Sydney Harbour, especially for SailGP?
Oh, well, a few reasons, but largely just it's so iconic. There's nothing like sailing out under the bridge, past the Opera House, up to Shark Island. It's absolutely stunning. But then the racecourse itself is it's a sailor's racecourse. It's really, really challenging. The wind's often very shifty, lots of big holes. You stick an island in the middle of the racecourse. I think it's probably the only venue we have that. So, yeah, there's just lots going on the racecourse, which is always exciting.
And you guys did so well last year, taking the win. It was an amazing final. You touched on it in the press conference as well, but it was a good breakthrough win, and then you had a sort of tough period. But what was that win like for your team, like instilling that confidence in you and having those tight battles all the way to the end?
Yeah, I think definitely with sport, getting wins or getting results just give the team so much confidence that even if you then have a tough patch, you've done it, so you can do it. And I think that was really big for our team last year. We'd made the podium a couple of times. Dylan was new to the team as a driver. We felt like we were really gelling, and then we got the win in Sydney, and it was like, okay, we can see real potential here for this team. So yeah, it was a pretty monumental moment in the season.
Now, we just heard the news. You may be aware, but yeah, you've just heard. So unfortunately, due to the weather, that not all teams will be out there practice racing. You're one of the teams that has to sit on the sideline. It just hurts, doesn't it?
Oh, it's frustrating for sure. We're all sailors. We all want to get out there and train, and also just it's really hard going in hot to a regatta where you've had no time on the boat to kind of just get the feet wet, figure out everything and gel again before straight into racing. So it does make that hard. And we had that in Auckland as well, without the practice day. It's really challenging for the teams. So I think definitely the teams that do get out there, that'll be amazing for them. And yeah, definitely tricky for the ones who have to stay on shore.
Fortunately, it was just wrong end of the stick. But I do want to take you back to 2 weeks ago. That final in Auckland was insane. Just getting off the start line. How epic was that race? Obviously, you just wanted to preserve the asset, but fought the way to the very end.
That race was wild, yeah. I felt like every time that day, because we were in the split fleets, every time that day we went to start, like a big rain cloud and a squall would come through, and that was the biggest one of the day. And yeah, we got a lot of things wrong actually in that build up to the start and the start itself. But yeah, once we kind of saw 58k an hour, 60k an hour on the wing screen in terms of how much wind we had going along that top reach, and it was just, okay, let's just take a breath, because we knew it was going to pass and get lighter again, and it was just like, okay, we don't need to have a major right now. So that's a lot about SailGP actually, is picking your moments, picking your opportunities, keeping it safe when you need to, and just managing all the risk.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Hannah, for chatting. Hope you guys have a productive day still, and we'll see you across the weekend.
Cool. Thanks, Lise.
Mike, nice to catch up. Your team's been doing very well this season. How are you feeling as team principal, sitting on the sidelines, seeing them do so well?
Yeah, it's great to watch your friends, do well, right? There's nothing better than that, and it's incredible now to see the progress we thought we were seeing internally start to be externally facing. But we know we have an enormous amount of work to do to be here on a consistent basis, and we're not satisfied with where we are. But we all know that we got to keep working if we're going to, have a shot at staying there, and more importantly, trying to move up.
I think we see it even with the best teams. You're always having to prove, everyone's chasing. So I mean, the chase is on. The league is just developing so quickly. You guys have been here for a little while now. How much has it evolved just in the time that you've been leading the team?
Yeah, I mean, the growth is incredible, I think, on and off the water, right? And I think you've heard me say from the day I got here, it's important to try to win on and off. And, the amount of fans and at our hotel here in Sydney, like people are coming up at breakfast. And, that wasn't happening 3 years ago in sailing in the world. And, credit to what Larry and Russell have built and what all the teams are building. Yeah, I think that the momentum's real. The TV numbers are real. And incredible brands are investing in our sport, and that allows all these great athletes to be able to have a platform to go do what they love, which is race sailboats.
Awesome. Thank you so much, and good luck to your team this weekend.
Thank you.
Well, the press conference is wrapped up. That's it for the Walkabout. As you heard, not ideal preparation, but nevertheless, the best sailors in the world have to head out there and show us what they've got on the weekend. Thanks for watching.